Hey, good morning, everybody. What's going on? That is a preview of things to come right there to whet your appetite. Talking about box office, new releases, all kinds of good stuff. What a weekend. I'll tell you, it was a wild, wacky weekend. I went to Universal Studios Fan Fest, and we're going to talk all about that. Was it worth it? They shut the park down at like around 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then the rest of the night, it's only people that have tickets to the Fan Fest event. But we'll get into that in just a little bit. To celebrate having gone there, I got my little Back to the Future mug, as Back to the Future was one of the exhibits on hand for the Fan Fest. So, so much good stuff to talk about, y'all. So grab a drink, grab a snack, sit on down because it's time. Oh, yeah, for the morning mug. Hey, my friends, welcome back to the Morning Mug. Now, let's chat. All right. So, how do we look and sound out there? I'm trying to pull up the old vid right now. Make sure we look good for you guys, sound good for you guys. There he is, looking pretty slick, huckster. All right, let's turn that down. We don't want no nasty old feedback. But let's get the shoe on the road, y'all. A little morning mug. Good morning, everybody. Slap on that ticker. Let's get going. First, a beverage. Oh, so good. Now, I'm going to be honest. We went Sunday night. That's a school night. It's also a work night. We were there very late, till like 11 p.m. Get home. We don't live that close. So it was about 12 when we got home. Getting to bed was almost 12:30. So the voice is strapped, y'all, from all the hooting and hollering. It was a wreck yesterday. I could not have done the show yesterday, probably. But we're here today. There's a little left. So if I start to lose some juice in the tank, may have to just pull the plug. Because there's only so much I can wreck my throat. But for you people, my friends, my peeps out there, I'll wreck it for as long as I can. All right, let's see who's out there. Collect a Movie Man, naturally, sitting in the hot seat. Spot number one. Hey, Huck, how you doing today? I have my Lilo and Stitch 4K coming today. Fantastic. Oh, you're getting it early. That's good. Hey, everybody, check out my video of my pickups in April. Yeah, I did check out some of those. Cool. Trying to remember them all. That was a while ago. But yeah, man. I'm sorry I missed your live because I was working that night too. I'd like to hear what stupid head wants to do. Yeah, actually, we're going to talk about that too if I have time. Talking about those tariffs, man. Mm-mm-mm. No bueno. Bruce Willis, your non-diehard was Tears of the Sun. Nice. Based off true story. We'll be talking about my non-diehard Bruce Willis movie a little bit later. I was supposed to go see Sinners today, but mom doesn't feel like driving to the movie theater. I get it. Got to get in the mood. Mm-mm. Oh, nice. All right. That's good stuff. What? Anybody else getting some cool titles out there? Brent Mania. What's going on, brother? Look at that. Good to see you, bro. Let's see. People crap on the third Back to the Future. What are your thoughts on it? I like all the Back to the Futures. Obviously, I think I like them in the order they came out. Back to the Future is like I tell everyone, it often rotates from my favorite movie between Rocky, Superman the movie, Back to the Future. Right now, Back to the Future is kind of sitting in the hot spot. Sometimes I get in that Rocky mood, Superman, whatever. But yeah, I mean, my top five, it's like very interchangeable. But man, Back to the Future is such a perfect film. But I enjoy the third movie, and I don't, I think in this day and age, Brent, is like people just love to crap on something. It's like there are worse movies, and I say that not even meaning that Back to the Future 3 is a bad movie, but there are bad movies instead you could crap on that are easily bad movies. But it's fun. It's got charm, and it's really a Doc Brown movie. Like there's a little bit of Marty in it, but it really becomes his story in the third movie, which is a little nice. I mean, you got Marty. We're pretty much following 1 through 2, and he's definitely part of 3. But I feel at the heart of it, it seems to be more like Doc's, relationship with Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio's character. What's up, Craig? KB, my dog, what's up? Good morning from Orlando. All right, Muggeteers. What you doing in Orlando, Florida, man? Are you having just a grand old time? Are you theme parking it, KB? This is part of your two and two. Hey, Kelly, what's going on? Good morning, Huck and friends. Good morning to you, Kelly. Mr. Moody. What's up, Bug? See, hey there, Mr. Huck. Y'all partaking in the jibba jabba. Yes. Partake in the jibba jabba. Let's go. Jib jab away. I sound great. Y'all look great. Here we go. How's Orlando treating you? People got to know. My friend, you said you're losing hair, just like he said. I'm glad he's not the only one. Yeah, that's what age does for you. I got my nice round, cranium there. Saw Count 2. Let's go. I thought it was a good action movie. Good brother. Yeah, dude, Craig, I loved Account 2. It's the best action movie of the year so far. I mean, I also saw Thunderbolts this weekend. We'll talk about Thunderbolts when we get to that little teaser I showed you there. Let's see, Bruce Willis, moonlighting. Anybody besides me? Oh yeah, moonlighting, good stuff. Mild and sunny, nice. The third KB, there it is. Look at that morning. Oh, look at all the KBs we're getting in. Yeah, always a pleasure. The more KBs, the better. Good morning, my mug friends. There it goes. See, it's already happening. I can feel the throat. It's going to be fighting me all morning, y'all. So, like, it's just stripped from all the excitement I was having Sunday night. Nice, dude. Oh, that's great. Have some great friend time, my friend. How did you? Did I? Yeah, what up, Juggalo? Good morning, mugging friends. Things pop up out of order sometimes. Sup, yo? Like, we got a little Corey in the house, too. Hey, man. Good to see y'all. Look at Steve, Corey, everybody's here. Third KB. Oh, kiss my puppies for me. Oh, that's nice. Or yeah, that's pretty sweet. Kiss those puppies. It's nice. I got all the KBs joining in. Hey, Jeff and Steve. Brent says, it's raining here in Northwest Ohio. Water sitting everywhere. Dude, that's no fun. No bueno. It's not raining here. It was raining a little bit during the week, though. It was very gloomy, though, over the weekend. I was like, what's going on? A little overcast, a little spot rain here and there. We were worried it was going to rain. Here's the thing. I'll say this. There's something like glorious about having gone to the Fan Fest on Sunday. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a bad thing because it's May the 4th be with you. The Star Wars fans are running around. And while Star Wars is not part of the Fan Fest, certainly it's a nice pop culture thing, and you might want to go celebrate it by going to Star Trek or some of the other things. So let me show you what this thing had. Let's see, where am I put myself? I'll do it down here so you can see it. All right, check this out. This is the Fan Fest, y'all. It was nuts. So you got Star Trek, Dungeons and Dragons, Jujutsu Kaisen, hope I say that right, One Piece, Harry Potter, Super Nintendo World, and of course, Back to the Future. And let me just say, heck yes, it was worth it. It was worth wrecking the voice. It was worth losing sleep because the park was a lot thinner. And what we did is we paid a little bit extra because you can either buy tickets to get in at 7, right? So that's one price. Or you pay a little bit more and you can get in the park at 2 o'clock, which means you can participate in the park. So like Jurassic Park, the ride, which we totally rode and it was awesome. My wife had never ridden that ride. It's now Jurassic World, the ride. Super awesome. Very cool. And then we went to Nintendo World, which is actually open prior to the Fan Fest. So the only thing that really made it the Fan Fest is there was like an egg hunt. Like you look for these like Yoshi eggs, but it's like the little things, the Yoshi eggs. And so it's like a scavenger hunt thing. So that's the only thing there. Some of the things had actual like exhibits and things to participate in, and others were just sort of like photos with characters, things like that. So I'll break it down. And I'll start and build my way up. So we'll go with the Super Nintendo World at the bottom. That was just Easter egg hunting and looking. So we actually got the hats to do it, and realized, dude, there's no wait to get on the ride. So there's a ride inside this, and man, I'm gonna make a video of this shortly. It's gonna take a while because there's a lot of footage, but I hope to do it this weekend. But the Super Nintendo world has a game in it, and you sit in the cart and you shoot. Like it's like playing Nintendo in your car, and you got these VR goggles that come over your face, and so you only see what's in your goggles. So wherever you turn your head, that's where you're going to shoot. And so we did that when we got in the park early. But since we were there part of FanFest, we could get back on the ride with no wait a second time. So we thought that'd be a lot more fun than just trying to find Yoshi eggs, whatever, gone. So we rode that ride twice. Let's move over to One Piece. One Piece was simply actors coming out dressed as the characters, and man, they were doing a great job. They had the sass, the attitude, the cockiness. Some of the characters, don't even ask me what the characters' names are, but they were in character, looking good, and that's kind of the stuff that excited my daughter. She was kind of happy to go get shots of those characters. Jujutsu Kaisen, that was basically a film they showed in the Shrek 3D theater, and that's the theater that like the seats shake and moves around and all that, so it's like a 4D experience. So I guess they had this video ready to go and readjusted, so that was in there, and that was very cool because during the video, like, it's from Japan, right? So it's and there's a reference that they are coming from Universal Japan, which is kind of a self-referential plug within the film. It's very funny. He's eating popcorn from the other Universal Studios. It's actually pretty funny, but it's like full of action and craziness, so that was good. Move over to Harry Potter. Harry Potter was very similar to what they already do, which is they have the most impeccable light show because they project images and lasers and stuff onto the castle and sort of bring the castle alive. Like, that they can have things crawling on the castle, or fire, or snow, or the one of the towers can rotate open and you can see inside the tower. All this is being done just simply by mere projection, sound effects, and music, and it's Hollywood magic at its finest. But they changed it up a little bit for this thing. And then the top two, I would say, well, we're going to get to Back to the Future, saving that for the last. Top two were excellent. Dungeons and Dragons, you go into this great themed room, and there's actors, playing, elves and orcs and, whatever they all are. And they sort of take you through 3 or 4 different rooms that are all themed up. And like one of them has a roof that's like a tarp, but through the tarp, they can project stuff through the tarp. So it looks like a shadow of a dragon above your head, but it's just use of projections, and all that good smoke and mirror stuff. So that was just really great. That was super fun. Star Trek, of course, Super Trek nerd here. So that was excellent as well. That was the first thing we did. When it turned 5:30, that's when they opened the doors for FanFest. 5:30, that was the first thing we went to because I didn't want it to be, the line too long later on. And you go in, and basically you start in this one area. It's like a shuttle bay. And then, of course, something starts happening in the shuttle bay. So they have to get you into this big turbo lift. Then you get in the turbo lift, and then through magic, the turbo lift closes. And then that bay you were in, I think that the whole system is slowly rotating. It's what they do at Disney for Haunted Mansion. When they close the elevator door, the thing rotates to open up into a new area, right? So it brings us into a sick bay. And then the sick bay takes us into another area, which takes us into the bridge. It's just amazing. And all the sets were right on, and actors were dressed as alien characters. And it was great because it wasn't just humans. You had like Bajorans, you had Vulcans, Andorians, nerding it up, y'all. You got like, I don't know, all kinds of aliens. So that was great. And then when it's over, you walk through the transporter wall. That was the only lame part, is I thought you're gonna get on the transporter pad and something would happen, but you actually just exit. That's the end of the event, and it's like the smoke is coming down, and when you go through the smoke, it makes the transporter sound effect, and you're on the Enterprise D, by the way, the Picard Enterprise, so that excites my wife a lot because that's her preferred Star Trek. And you go through the smoke, it makes the Enterprise sound, and then there's these flaps that just, you go through the flaps, and then you're back out into the park. Big old flap hitting you in the face and everything. So it was amazing. It was absolutely a nerd dream come true with the Star Trek. And Back to the Future, my God, talk about, this is the ultimate. That was your penultimate. Here's your ultimate. is you get on the tour tram, the Universal tours, you get on the tour tram that takes you to the clock tower area. And in that area, they've redressed it for Back to the Future. So you got the the diner and you got all the shops just sort of like facaded up to Hill Valley 1955. And you go there and dude, let me tell you, they had characters dressed as Biff, um, Marty, his dad, George McFly, Lorraine was there, and they even had a stage where Marvin Gaye and the Starlighters thing, yeah, came out and sang their set, only to have Marty come on at the end and totally do the whole thing. And he did the one where he's like losing consciousness and George and they're performing the George McFly has to stand up to the kid that, wants to dance with Lorraine instead of him. And he does it. And then Marty sparks up and starts playing. And then they play Johnny Be Good. And dude, that's how they ended the night. It was freaking amazing. It was so good. So I was catching on that was the highlight of that thing. And that's the thing you had to catch once. That wasn't a repeat. All the other ones were kind of like you could go in and do the ride over and over and over. Whereas Back to the Future, it was an experience that leads up to that, and then it's over. So right as he was singing Johnny Be Good and he got to the last chorus, I said, okay, let's get to the tram quick, because as soon as he gets done singing, everyone's going to hit those trams. So we got to the tram. We're in the first cart. It was fantastic. And that was it. So, and then on the way out, we said, all right, if there's anything on the way out of the park you want to do, let's try it. So we went to the Minions ride, 0-minute wait. On the way out of that, Star Trek was still open, 0 wait. So we just did that a second time, and there were all new aliens the second time we did it. So it was great. It was great. I highly encourage, if anybody lives in the California area or you're going to make a trip out, if you have the chance, go to FanFest. It's absolutely worth it. It was so much fun for us. The whole family loved it, even though we were wiped out beyond belief. It was a good time. And they were even asking us to take surveys. I'm still waiting for the survey to pop up in my email about what we liked about it, what we could change. I don't really know what to change, except maybe have more of the characters that you can take photos with. Because like all the Trek and Back to the Future, Dungeons and Dragons, they were all performing in that particular, like what would you even call it? A risk? Not really a ride. It's like an experience. So you don't really get to take pictures with them, but you could take pictures with the One Piece people and some Super Nintendo characters, stuff like that. But man, that was it. That was it, y'all. I took you through my FanFest adventure, and it was a humdinger, as we like to say. So good. So good. All right. I don't even know if I marked where we left off, y'all. You gotta help me out here. Oh, dang, I forgot to mark it because it was at the bottom when I switched over. I'll figure it out. How was Harry Potter? Maybe that was it when you said, how was Harry Potter? Look at that. Hello, Nikki. Good morning. Look at that gorgeous lion there. I look like Moody. Here we go. Little dedication to you, bro. Nixter, Nintendo World is the one I want to check out. Dude, it's so cool. Let me tell you about Nintendo World. You go in there. Here's the thing, though. It's a little misleading. It's not really Nintendo World. I don't even know why they called it that. They call it Super Nintendo World. It's really the Super Mario World. Everything about it is Mario Brothers. Like everything. Like when you look at it, it is a sight to behold, because the facade, it's so beautiful to look at. It looks just like the game, and there's little characters walking around up on the ledges that are the characters from the game. There's little mushrooms that pop up. There are cubes throughout that area that if you hit it from underneath, it goes bloop bloop bloop, and you get the little coins. And so and if you get a little wristband that's got a dial on it, that gives you like the power to hit the thing, and you get points or whatever it is at the end. I don't know what you get, but it's just points. We didn't do that because that's whatever. It's just, I didn't have time to do that. That was like little kid stuff. But the fact that they had interactive blocks and cubes that you could get underneath and sort of, bump with your wrist. Very funny. A lot of people were getting under it, taking pictures, like hitting the bricks and stuff. So it's definitely Mario, like in Mario Kart and all this stuff. So they should have called it Super Mario World. Not really sure. But Nintendo does give it a broader expectation. But it's fantastic. And that ride was really good. The game was super good. Corey, Jeff, everybody being cordial. Steve. Hey, my dude. What the old pond toaster? What's going on, man? I'm well, bro. Said my voice, it's all stripped from all the fun. There it goes. Pardon me, y'all. Any photos, videos, Harry Potter, Star Trek? Oh, yeah. Yes. They are coming. I got lots of. Here's the funny thing. Not only, Dave, did we get lots of photos and video, but for whatever reason, we didn't check our stupid phones in the car because when we all got to the park, we were at about 50%. I was like, and I have chargers in the car and everything. We could have it's only half hour to get there, so we could have charged it a little bit more. So my phone went dead when we got to Back to the Future. So I got one thing shot and then it was dead. Then I had to resume shooting and covering the night with my wife's phone. And right in the middle of Marty McFly singing Johnny Be Good, it went dead. And then my daughter's was the last phone left with 8%. And she wanted the One Piece. We hadn't done One Piece yet. That was going to be out the door. She wanted to take pictures of all the One Piece stuff. So I couldn't ask her. I did ask her one thing, though. I said, just quickly shoot me one little section of Marty singing Johnny Be Good, just to make sure I've got that. And she got that and said, okay, I'm done. I don't need you anymore. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for chipping in. Now, One Piece your face off. It'll be great. So she went out. She got all of her stuff. Excellent. There was 1% left, and we went to, there's a Star Trek bar called 10 Forward. And that bar is that's the one that Whoopi Goldberg as Guinan is in Star Trek The Next Generation. I mean, it did not look like it at all. It was just their bar area, and they just called it 10 Forward. A little bit of a shame they didn't actually, build the set like they did all the other places. Same thing with Quark's Bar. They had an eatery, and they called it Quark's Bar. But it was just their usual eatery, sort of dressed up to all the pictures on the wall was Quark, and all the food that you ordered was sort of named like a Klingon targ legs instead of chicken legs. All Trek named things. So that's nice that they theme it up. The Mel's Diner, because it was 50s, right? That was Back to the Future themed because they go back in time to the diner. So that sort of became the Back to the Future diner. And they had a Back to the Future cookie with the skid marks, the flame marks on it, and stuff like that. So we got to the 10 Forward, and that's one of the first dates my wife and I ever had, was going to the Star Trek experience in Vegas, which is now gone. And we were at the Quark's Bar having a good time there. So we asked our daughter to take, if she had any juice left at 1%, take a photo of us right there at that bar. And she took the photo, and then with no energy left, I said, Brooke, is there anything left on your phone? She goes, it still says 1%. I said, all right, let's turn it on. Let's see if we can do a closer. All right, FanFest was great. And we'll just see if it'll record. And literally we recorded. And as I'm saying, all right, guys, subscribe. See you on the next one. Boom. Phone goes dead. Phone goes dead right as we're doing the closer. So, I mean, we, by the skin of our teeth and the power cells in our phones, we managed to cover everything. I won't make that mistake again. I usually have a backpack, though, with a backup battery in it, so it can literally charge all the phones in no time. But this wasn't, I didn't think of that. I didn't want to carry a backpack around, I just wanted to enjoy the night and stuff. So there you go, man. That was the fun and adventure that we had. Laren, what's up, Sarah? Oh, don't be done. We're here. I think you'll be back, girl. I think you'll be back. Got those likes up, people. Where are we at, KB? I'm saying, is it 2? Hang on. Let me go check these people out. K-Man, what's going on out there? What's people doing? Are they not hitting my likes? 3? Is that right? I'm seeing 3 likes. Hang on. Come on, we got 20 watching. It's a grand old morning. And 10. It's up to 10 likes. That's, tell me, if there's 20 watching, let's go, y'all. Clickety click click. This guy just told you the fantastic story of Universal Fan Fest and how exciting it was and the adventure that awaits you. You're not going to get, VIP treatment like that on any other channel. Only right here, man. I'll tell you how it is. Laren, JD, let's see. Hello, if you're still here. This is Laren. Nintendo is supposed to be adding Zelda. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's good. Maybe that's why they called it that, because they knew they would start with Mario and then bring in some of these other new things. In that case, Jeff, we'll let it slide. But what I won't let slide is these lack of thumbs ups, y'all. Come on, let's get some likes in there. KB, lady, good morning. Sounds really cool. Wish in California. Oh, it was cool, bro. And if they think it did well and people enjoyed it, they'll bring it back. But I just knew I had to check it out. I loved all the properties. I mean, I don't know anything about Jujutsu Kaisen and One Piece. I've seen the live action TV show, but all the other stuff I was super excited for. And even those that I didn't know still had fun with them. So that's the good part. Hisham is here. How am I doing? Speaking about Thunderbolts, do you know anything about the Thunderbolts? Like comic book toys, t-shirts, or anything? Oh, you mean the old TV show? There was a TV show called Thunderbolts, right? Oh, no, that's the Thunderbirds. If you're talking about the actual team that's in the thing, no, I only know them from the movies. So no comic books, toys, t-shirts. Yeah. In fact, I thought this was literally assembled just for the movies, because do they have like Yelena and all these characters forming Thunderbolts in the comics? I don't know. So did it tick up to 11? All right. How's McPizza? What up, dog? What's up, Huck? Do you know that Mark Miller, comic book creator who made Kick-Ass and a few others, has a comic he's been putting out for several years called Huck? No way. I should audition then, right? I mean, I should at least get an audition, if not a free cameo. Anybody with the name Huck should just be allowed to be in there. That's kind of cool. I have to look into that. All right, I look at that comic. Come on, people, smash that like button. It don't cost you nothing but this. Look, done. Wow. Not even a second of your time. Second of your time? Party of a lifetime. I don't know. But there you go. Saying hey, Scat. Cool. He's the guy who masterminds Civil War. Oh, there you go. That's right. Well, Mr. Scott, I think, whoops, there you go, buddy. Hey, good morning, Mr. Scott, Dimension Scotts. I know I saw you up there. I think I misclicked you. But what did I do on Star Wars Celebration? I went to a Star Trek exhibit. Yeah, that's the thing is the best weekend, and it was just happenstance that May 4th, of all because the Fan Fest is not going on like all summer or anything. I'm actually surprised with all the work and effort. And let me tell you guys, it was very well done. The actors who learned their parts and all this stuff, it's just phenomenal. And the fact that it's only going for like a month and then it's gonna be gone, it's kind of a shame because there's so much that went into it, like the set pieces, and yeah, it's just super cool. Hang on, I'm just checking something real quick. But yeah, it's outstanding. Yes. So yeah, so we did that. So I did see Star Trek instead of Star Wars on Star Wars Celebration, but still cool. What'd you do? What'd y'all do? Anybody do anything for Star Wars Celebration Day? May the 4th be with you. Bowling Green, what up? Earl, the movie guy. Let's go, man. Let's go. Good to see you, bro. Look at that. Look at you. I love it. You too, man. You look all like with it in your photo there. Hey, Huck, have you been watching any movies for Michelle's movie challenge? Well, no, because I'm knee deep in my challenges. So yeah, I did see that they're doing their 30-day thing, but I'm lucky to work all my stuff in. So, I can't bring in another challenge during my challenge. What's up, Steve? What's going on, my brother? Good to see you here. Welcome, Jane. You almost done with the MCU movie after Black Panther: Wakanda Forever? Yeah, I mean, I will say I wasn't a fan of Wakanda Forever. I thought it was an absolute miss. Like, and I even heard, and whatever rumors or stories are true or whatever, that even Chadwick Boseman was saying, the character of T'Challa means a lot to a lot of little kids, especially little black kids, little black boys and girls who have these characters to look up to and like, yeah, I want to be that, and to honor the actor over the character. Look, we change actors all the time in character. James Bond, even Rhodey, early on, we took out Terrence and Terrence Howard and put in that dude. My God, I knew it. I looked at his face. Come on, I'm looking right at him. Don Cheadle. Put in Don Cheadle, and no biggie there. It's just and I know that he wanted to see that character continue. This is what I've just heard through articles and stuff. And so Marvel chose to not do that. So to me, it was just, I don't know, I was kind of bored with the transition, and it was all about basically just honoring Chadwick, which is nice, but it doesn't really move obviously the character of T'Challa forward at all, because you kill the character as well. I don't know. Yeah, so no, I wouldn't say that Wakanda or killed the MCU for me. It made me done with it, but that's when it was on the path of sort of missing the mark a little bit. Because I love T'Challa, and I love that little kids had a hero to look up to. DVD Bonkers is back. What is going on, DB1? Good to see you. Hey there, Jane. All right, like you're making some haze in there. Is this the full spoiler of Captain America? Nope. Nope. I'm hitting refresh. I see some of you said it looks frozen. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, hit refresh. Because refresh, oh, that only worked for a nanosecond. Oh, sorry, y'all. Yeah. It looks like it's cleaned up now. It looks like I'm talking now. I hope we're good. All right, let's keep moving on. Was that Paul Stanley? Kiss, baby. It's back. Yeah, we're back, baby. I don't know what it was. It's the internet couldn't keep up with all this huckster mojo. It's just tapping out. Your challenge for Bruce Willis movies is cool. 12 Monkeys is a pick for me. Non-diehard Bruce Willis, a banger. It doesn't get enough love. That is good. All right, you know what? I dig it, Hoss. You've teed it up. So let's talk about it. When you guys tee stuff up, I kind of like to use that as my springboard, if you will, to jump to one of the topics. So let's do it. We'll go this one. All right, so here's what I did for this particular week. Week number 18 is a non-diehard Bruce Willis movie. Now, I had seen a lot of those. Like I've seen 12 Monkeys. I've seen just like almost every Bruce Willis movie. But there are, and I wasn't going to dive into the sort of, and I don't want to call it trash, but as Bruce's health was waiting on him, he just did a lot of throwaway movies. I wasn't going to make that one of mine. But Cop Out, I've been interested to see this for a long time because, Kevin Smith has talked about the feud he's had with Bruce and how they had a falling out because of this movie. But then they made up and life was good. I'm like, you know what? Let's check this movie out. And I found this at a thrift, swap meet, one of my swap meet runs one day. So here we go. Cop Out. Let's check it out. Look at the pedigree on this. Let me take this ticker away so you can see everybody that's in here. Look at this. You got Rashida Jones. Michelle Trachtenberg plays his daughter. Jason Lee. So Rashida is the ex-wife and Jason Lee is the new husband. And then Michelle's his daughter. Bruce Willis' daughter. And then Kevin Pollak is one of his buddy cops, right? So this thing is stacked with comedic talent. And then you got Tracy Morgan and Bruce Willis. Bruce, of course, very good at comedy. And Tracy, here's the thing I feel about Tracy. He's a funny personality, not the best actor. And I watched the behind the scenes stuff afterwards, and I did a video on it. So if you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It's like a 1.5 minute review. And they talked about how they had all this chemistry on the set, like just being around each other. It's because they're all funny people and they're all great personalities. But when the camera rolled for me on the screen, not on the set, but on the screen, I just didn't feel that chemistry between Bruce and Tracy. It just, Tracy Morgan doing that Tracy Morgan thing, bull, And then, so in my review, I talk about how Michelle Trachtenberg does an imitation of Tracy Morgan in the bonus features, and that made me laugh more than anything in the movie. So I mean, it's like the movie, it always had like a little charm to it, like a little wink, like oh what's going on, but it never takes you to that laugh out loud moment. At least for me, it didn't. And it's funny because when I went to do my Letterboxd review, which as you can see I gave 2 stars, a lot of other people just didn't find it funny either. And it's a shame because I was kind of hopeful, when with Kevin Smith talking about like a lot of Kevin Smith movies. I don't think ironically, unless I got my info wrong, he didn't write this one. A lot of stuff that Kevin Smith does, all the things he does, he writes and directs. So this one wasn't him. But, and it had some like action set pieces. Adam Brody was also in this film, but it just wasn't enough to save it, y'all. It just didn't pop for me. And again, like you said, 12 Monkeys. I wanted to see Death Becomes Her. There were all these bangers that I knew were already good, but I'd seen them. So I passed on a great movie, but how I know this isn't going to be great unless you give it a swing, right? That's why we do these challenges, to introduce ourselves. And it's also in my collection. So remember, for me this year, it's try to watch something in my collection for the pick, or something I've never seen. And if it happens to be both in my collection and I haven't seen it, that's a double win. So this was a double win, but the movie was not. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. Two stars on Letterboxd. And the next one, and I started to put this thing in the bottom corner over here. I'll shoot over here so you can see it. So next week, I'll give you a little heads up of what's coming up, is starring a diverse cast. So some things that I'm thinking of is Crazy Rich Asians. I've seen the movie on an airplane, but I never got to see the ending of it because the plane was landing, so the movie got cut off. And I was loving it up to that point. So I may want to do that one just so I can finish the movie. But I mean, anything, if you haven't seen Sinners yet, fantastic diverse cast in that. So get out to the cinema and go check out Sinners. I mean, there's so many movies you can see for this week. So yeah, go do that, man. Pick out a good diverse cast movie and kill it. Let's see, what time is it? 8:36. All right, I'll save the last thing after we go through a few more comments. But yeah, anybody else see Cop Out? Anybody else see it? I think a couple of you saw it and thought it was funny, but I don't know. It just didn't click for me. I mean, it's funny, right? To you individually. Like if something makes you laugh, it just makes you laugh. That one didn't make me laugh. Am I repeating these? Because Hollis, you're already here. Okay, whoops. Where's my marker? Oh, there it is. There we go. DVD markers. No, I saw that one too. Hang on. Oh, a bunch of you popped in. That's why I pushed a lot of things up. Fish, what is up, my brother? Hey, man. Morning, Muggles. I'm off to work. Have a good time. Have a great day, everyone. Fish, you have a great day. Kyle, how you doing, bud? There you go. Look at you. Here we go. Stacked up with your Clint Eastwood, Tombstone, Captain America 4, Mickey 17, Informant, Good German, and What Lies Beneath, all in 4K. Dude, you are stacking up those 4Ks. Speaking of Black Heroes, we need to see, when is DC releasing a Static Shock movie. He was huge when I was a kid at the time, ripe to capture millennial nostalgia. I don't know. Be kind of fun if James Gunn is always good at pulling in characters that don't get a lot of spotlight or a lot of people have never heard of, and then making them awesome. So if anybody can do it, it's him. I went with 16 blocks. Okay. Hang on. What's up? All right, hold on. My dog's right. All right. He's cool now. You all right, buddy? All right. All right. You went with 16 blocks. A lot better than, oh, nice. See, I bet everybody watched a better Bruce Willis movie than me. Again, because I was going for something I hadn't seen, and it just didn't click, unfortunately. Jason X 4K early. Oh, look at that. Jason Goes to Hell. Yep. Get him. Mr. Fish. Does anyone know what happened to the live stream? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry about it being frozen, y'all. I think we're good now, right? Just take a quick peek. Cool. Let me try to catch it up here. Good. Yep. Cell phone, Fish, freeze. Thought it was me. Yeah. What do you think? Okay. What do you think of the CGI Red Hulk makeup prosthetic on the leader? Actor Harrison Ford, General Ross, cinematographer, and also the ending. Non-jutsu. And also ending talk non-jutsu. I don't know what that last thing is you're saying, but the Red Hulk was cool. Again, like it maybe. I understand why they put him in the teaser and the trailer. It's to get you in there, to give the people. I think they were feeling the test screenings were testing kind of low. So they thought, well, we've got to put something in that trailer that's going to get people to go see it. And the Red Hulk did do that. I feel like it probably made more money that opening weekend because people knew the Red Hulk was in it. I feel like if you didn't know, it might have been less. So didn't mind that. Prosthetic for the leader, I don't know. It's overkill. You can see the brain part coming out. Like, I mean, the comics, he just kind of has a big head, which is a little bit more like what he was looking like in the Incredible Hulk movie. A little bit more comic accurate. So I thought it's it's the old adage. It's like when Star Trek started screwing up the Klingons and they just did overblown makeup. So you didn't even have the ridges and they had 4 nostrils and they had it was so much. It's like, guys, the Klingons look a certain way. Dial your makeup back, man. And so therefore the quote I was getting at is just because you can doesn't mean you should. So just because you can make better brain makeup or Klingon makeup doesn't mean you should. Sometimes you can take it over the top and if you watched Star Trek Discovery season 1 like I did, there's so much makeup on those actors. I mean, and it goes right to their mouth, and then they have enormous dentures, right? Like Worf just sort of had gnarly teeth, like just big old gnarly teeth. But they seem to have gnarly top and bottom teeth. And so when an actor tries to act and speak, they sound a little bit like this. There's a problem. And you can tell it's the actor trying to speak through a ton of teeth in his mouth. So knock it off, man. Just the Klingons are a great looking alien species. And yes, they upped it a little bit with the ridges and all that. That's great. That's fine. Because back in the day, all you could do was like put like darker makeup on, crazy eyebrows, and maybe a Ming mustache, and you got yourself an alien. Or you do the blue makeup or the green makeup. So if you can step it up a little bit and make the Klingons a little bit more distinctive, that's good. But stop. We've had them now distinct since the actually not even the mid 80s when Next Generation came on. In 1978, 9, when the motion picture came out, that's when we got the redesign of the Klingon makeup was there. So we've had that only 10 years after Star Trek went off the air. Star Trek goes off in 69. You get the Next Generation, I think, in the motion picture in 79. Hang on, I'm testing my Trekkie self. 79? 79. Good. Okay, I just looked it up. Star Trek motion picture 79. Whew, almost lost my cred there. Good. But yeah. So that's my rant. 16. Really? 16, y'all? I mean, I feel we can do better. I feel the 20, it's an hour's time. It can't be that hard to get 20 likes in an hour, but it seems to be. We're at 16. Oh no, come on, y'all. You got this. Let's see. Lilo and Stitch 4K earlier. No slipcover. What? Already no slipcover? All right. Hold on now. All right. We're going to do it. Kyle, you kind of teed it up here. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to do, let's see, which one we're going to do though. All right. I'll use Blu-ray.com. I was going to use the digital bits, but we're going to do this one instead. All right, Bob, I need you to come here and put the screen up, please. Bob, thank you, Bob. You're doing great, Bob. Love you. Don't ever change. All right, here we go. Let's see. Can I make that a little bit larger if I swing over here? Yeah, there we go. All right, Lilo and Stitch right there on 4K. Looks like it's got a nice slip, little crispy slip going on right there. But yeah, you didn't get a slip. That is shocking. It's like just coming out today. Also, by the way, just slightly above this here that came out on the 4th, it says Alien Expanded or Aliens Expanded. Has anybody else picked that up? It's that very expansive. I think it's like a 4-hour documentary about the making of the movie itself. Isn't even that long. It's like that's a lot to sit through. But those things are very expensive for some reason. I wish they would just offer it at like $20 to $40 tops, but it's like more than that, like 69. I forget what the last price was, but like here, let's see if we just happen to click it. What does it tell us? There's not even a price listed. No price listed, but yet it's listed as coming out. But it's huge. Like look at all this. I'll share it with you. Look at all that. So it's like 2 discs, tons of stuff, little booklet. You get 2 discs there. I don't know why you need 2 Blu-ray cases. But, it comes in a nice box. You get a little certificate of how many's in there. But every time I see this, it's like in the 60s or something like that. So anyway, I do love Aliens. Maybe I'll just catch it on streaming. I don't need to pay that much for a doc that's that long. If the documentary is that long, I'll probably just watch it once. Like the Christopher Reeve one, that was great. Nice. Oh, let me tell you. Hang on. Remind me of John Williams right when we're done. Say Huck. Don't forget John Williams. Put it in the chat. Somebody put it in the chat. Say Huck, John Williams. I got a great story. Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, What Lies Beneath. The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. In the Heat of the Night, Criterion, Falling in Love. Let's see what else. Let's just sort of skip around. You got Gladiator 2-pack there, 1 and 2, on 4K. Not too shabby. Not a big release date, as you can tell. Of course, you see the one I put on my intro here. Here's your Star Trek 10 movie collection. This has been out 1,000 times, so this is just another release on Blu-ray with digital code. I mean, we've already just got the 4K sets, and yeah. Star Trek is just going to keep releasing everything in different sets and packs, and like, I don't need this. I've got my 4K Blu-rays over there, which are absolutely stunning. There you go. Not a ton. So anybody else picking stuff up? I know that Kyle, you got a bunch of goodies there. Anybody else going to pick up maybe Lilo and Stitch or What Lies Beneath or what else? I mean, those are kind of the 2 big ones. If you're a Trek fan and you like Blu-rays, that's a great set. But there you go. So that is a very short and sweet look at the releases. And for those who just here, we'll take a 20-second break in case you wanted to hear this. I forgot to play it, but here you go. Hey, Sue.
What's Sue gonna get? What's Sue gonna get? Hey! What's Sue gonna get? And these guys too.
How the
Steal the crew.
Tell him, Sue.
What's Sue gonna get? What's Sue gonna get? I don't know, but hey! What's Sue gonna get?
Sue and the Steelbook crew. That's right. Sue, Dave, Mizzy, Commander Nerd, Tony P. They're out there shopping, so we don't have to. Getting the stuff. Well, I showed you what's out there. I think easily most of them are going to maybe snag Lilo and Stitch, maybe. Lilo. You can tell I'm a Futurama fan. I keep saying Lilo and Stitch. I feel like all I hear is Lilo in my head. Always, even though I read Lilo or Lilo, now I can't say Lilo. It does look like Lilo, I'll be honest. But it should be Lilu. I'm just going to keep calling it Lilo and Stitch. Or is it Lilu? Maybe it's Lilo and it's pronounced Lilu and Stitch. Well, how's it pronounced, y'all? Spell it out for me. Is it Lilu and Stitch or Lilo and Stitch? I feel like it's Lilu. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to lean on that. Y'all tell me how I did. But anyway, so those are all your releases. I'm not grabbing none of that, though. I got Lilo Stitch on Disney Plus that I can rewatch because I'll probably just only watch that one more time in my life, probably, to get ready for this next movie. What Lies Beneath, I got the Blu-ray. I'm not eager to upgrade that. I got it at a fantastic price on Blu-ray. Why it's been another $32. Honestly, here's another tip. I haven't even watched the Blu-ray yet. So that'll tell you something. If I haven't watched that in the couple of years I've bought it, I will not upgrade yet. All right. Let's get back to you. I don't know did I pin? Okay. My throat's sticking in there, y'all. 10 minutes left. 2 minutes left. We have to jump to our box office. All right, here we go. KB. Steve saying hey there to KB. The story of Kevin Smith eating tasty cakes that Bruce Willis bought for the set is worth hearing. It's on YouTube. Nice. I'm telling you. And what I didn't find, Haas, was actually that Michelle Trachtenberg thing. So go watch my 1-minute review. I actually did just a screen grab of that section off of it. Just held up my camera and recorded it off my TV. But it's that moment where Michelle Trachtenberg does her Tracy Morgan impression. I was like, oh my God, that was great. Oh, R.I.P. Michelle Trachtenberg. I went with Rex. There you go. Oh, you mean... I was just gonna say, did you mean Red Rex? Although I would love to see Bruce Willis in some T-Rex movie. Hey Steve, Both Reds are excellent. Yeah, I know. I should have watched Red 2. I've seen Red 1 and have a 2-pack that I found again at the swap meet. But I don't know. I've been wanting to see Cop Out, honestly. Like, so it wasn't like a frustrating pick. I was actually happy to pick it because I really, again, all the stories that I've heard about it, I was kind of super hopeful. And Tracy Morgan, like I said, he's a funny sidekick, but as an actor trying to carry a movie, it's kind of tough because Tracy Morgan, he's just kind of Tracy Morgan the whole time. But there you go. What you gonna do? I don't usually laugh at Rashida Jones. I mean, how could you not? She is just luminous. That Rashida Jones. Like even when she's being funny, you're like, hey, right? I'm with you, Steve. That's great. She was very nice in the office. Cop Out was Kevin Smith's chance to work with his favorite action star. Yep, not the best script, but I think they are funny outside of the screenplay. Outside of the screenplay. So, but did you like the movie? KB, I want to say, I think you liked the movie, right? Because you're saying outside of the screenplay, so I feel like you like their chemistry, sort of all the behind the scenes stuff, not on screen. But yeah, I know, not the best script, and it was not a great script. But I'm watching Decision to Leave next. Nice. I haven't heard of that one. I have to look that up. Diverse cast. Go with Red 2. Maybe I should go with Red 2. It'll be a redo for my Bruce Willis non-diehard, and watch a good movie. So yeah, let's see. I didn't care for Cop Out either. Oh man, I wanted it to be good. Look, I went in. Oh, here's another one. Here's something I might do for my diverse cast. Because look, you know me, I've said it before. I'll never crap on a Star Trek without seeing it first, right? Everyone's like dogging on Section 31. That's Michelle Yeoh, right? And Star Trek is known for diverse cast. The original Star Trek is a benchmark of showing like society that we can all work together, all get along until some orange Cheeto gets in there and says we're not allowed to get together and do worthwhile things. But perhaps Section 31 will be mine because I've been wanting to watch that because I give all Star Treks a shot, even though I've heard no one, even any of my Trek fans, maybe they just haven't seen it yet, has said it's good. I don't know anybody personally that's seen it, so I don't have any direct thing. All I see is people just on YouTube saying it's just not great. And I'm like, but is it, here's the thing, but is it a good sci-fi thing? Like I often say, I didn't like Discovery much as a Star Trek show. As a sci-fi show, it's a pretty good show. But it's still got the Trek banner on it, so it lessens it a little bit because it doesn't live up to some of that Trek goodness, as it were. Although Strange New Worlds, I like quite a bit. So we'll see. Maybe that'll be it. That'll be my chance to see Michelle Yeoh, who I love very much. I've been a fan of her since the 90s with all her, I did watch Police Story 3 from my Buddy Cop movie. So, love her. So maybe that'll be my one. Talk non-jutsu, some kind of try lecture with him with the stupid question. Sorry, dude, I don't understand. Cop Out was the only enjoyable due to the cast, but the same writer also wrote Once Upon a Time in Venice, which also had poop writing and starred Bruce Willis. Oh, no, really? Oh, no. That doesn't sound worth checking out either. All well and good. I don't know. I think Sue might get Lilo and Stitch. Marvel missed a big opportunity to bring back the Savage Hulk. Ew, Professor Hulk shows up in Red Hulk. I know. Yep. Makes him mad. We get the Hulk back. John Williams, thank you. There it is. See, I totally forgot. Thank you. Thank you for throwing that in there. So on Saturday, a friend of mine invited me to a screening of this new documentary, and this guy does impeccable documentaries. Let me see so it's called Music by John Williams, and it is a documentary. And gang, I'm telling you, if you are a John Williams fan, it is freaking phenomenal. It's as good as that Christopher Reeve doc. It's as good as the Gene Wilder doc. If you saw that, Remembering Gene Wilder, that was phenomenal. And the filmmaker is Laurent, I'm going to mess it up, is Bolzero. And all you gotta do is go look at him on IMDb, and you will see he has done so many great documentaries, behind the scenes DVD feed, all the things that we love on our bonus features. This guy has produced and directed most of all of those good things. So, oh my God, please, if I recommend anything, I don't know if I have a documentary thing coming up on my challenge, but don't even wait. Try to find Music by John. And I love the title of it, Music by John Williams. That could not be a better title. So freaking good. It's just so good, y'all. So that's it. All right. We only have a few minutes. So let's hightail it to my last topic. You guys are great, man. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I know these are lickety split. Doing just these 1 hour shows, but we got to squeeze in what we can, right? Here we go. Let's show. We got to get to the box office show. Whoop. Where'd it go? Hang on. It didn't like me switching gears on it. All right. Ready? Set. 3, 2, 2.5. Oh my God. It's lost the ability to see my screen. There it is. Oh God. All right, let's see if it shares. It looks like it's not gonna. Anything? Okay. All right, well, that's weird. It has decided to stop working. We'll try it one more time. One more time, maybe I'll just talk about it if it doesn't show it. Oh. Well, I will have to give StreamYard a negative review, man, as it has not, it's not working, y'all. All right. I'll try to hit share. Will it share? It will not share. Okay, so we're going to just talk about the box office. Number one at the box office was indeed the Thunderbolts at 74.3 million. Now, that is a little bit under its expectations. It was hitting in that 60 to 77 range, so I guess it is in the middle of that projection. It is an interesting movie because a lot of the characters are sad, right? They're kind of sad, and they have a dark past and a very misfit band. Okay, I'm looking at work. Says we're gonna kick in just after 9, so I gotta be ready. Hold on, I just gotta chime in, y'all. Hang with me. I'll connect after my 9 a.m. call. Okay, so I gotta be ready to pop off. All right, so Thunderbolts. Yeah, anyway, so they're all sort of they're sad that they've had a tough past, and even the relationship with Yelena and her dad needs a little repairing. John Walker, who plays sort of the dime store Captain America, which they poke fun at in the movie. Wyatt Russell is great. Like, I did not like him at all in Falcon Winter Soldier. I'm like, this guy's a tool, man. And what's funny is he's still a tool, but now for some reason he's very likable. Like, he's a total a-hole, but Wyatt Russell is killing it as the U.S. agent. He's great. Bucky Barnes, I don't know, Bucky Barnes never seems to smile. Even though he does some funny stuff, puts his arm in the dishwasher, washes it because he gets like stuff all over it, whatever. Taskmaster's is good, and you got the Ghost. The Ghost gets a lot more to do in this. Pretty cool to see her. And of course, you've got Bob. There's Bob, y'all. Let me tell you, I had an epiphany at the house. I kept looking at Bob and seeing Bob's face, and I made a joke to my wife and daughter. I said, it's so funny. I said, Bob, you know what? It's kind of funny. He looks like Bob from Top Gun Maverick. And then I paused and went, he looks a lot like Bob from Top Gun Maverick. Holy crap, is that Bob from Top Gun Maverick? And I pulled up my phone and said, as I'm scrolling to IMDb, I said, I swear, if this is the same Bob, I'm going to lose it. It is the same actor that plays Bob. Bob plays Bob. And I went, oh my God. My daughter freaked out because I yelled. I go, it is the same actor who plays Bob in 2 amazing movies. Bob. So now everything's Bob. I got Bob helping me here with my switching. What's up, Bob? It's great. So anywho, so yeah, he plays Sentry, and that character's pretty cool as well. A lot of good heart in the film. It's got funny stuff, but it's got that very emotional heart to it that you don't really see a lot of that in Marvel movies. I would say more DC, but DC's just dark. This has a different dark tone that deals with just sort of emotions and heart and stuff like that. So, and my daughter loved it. It's something, like she wasn't even going to go see it. And I said, you don't want to see Thunderbolts? She goes, I don't even know what that is. I'm like, so there you go. Like, you have to appeal to an audience that doesn't even know what it is. So I showed her the trailer. We went and saw it. Go watch my review. We both liked it. Number 2 is Sinners at 33.1. Minecraft gets drops a good chunk down to 13.7, still in third place. Actually, it was in fourth place last week, bumped back up to third. The Accountant 2 is still a very worthy film. If you like going out to the cinema and having a good time, go see The Accountant 2. The brotherly love between Ben Affleck and John Bernthal is absolutely fantastic, and the action is really good. I would absolutely pitch for an Accountant 3, call it a banger of a trilogy. Got to make up for that Taken 3 trilogy thing. That's only Taken 1's any good, but The Accountant so far is 2 for 2. And Until Dawn rounds it out with 3.8 mil, y'all. So that's it. And a couple of movies that are coming out in wide release this weekend is the Josh Hartnett movie, Fight or Flight, which feels very much like Bullet Train, but on an airplane. But I'm excited to see that. I've become a new fan of Josh Hartnett. I was never the young Josh Hartnett fan, and now he's back, and I actually really enjoyed Trap. I thought he was great in that. Operation Fortune with Jason Statham, he's great in that. So that's coming out. You got Clown in a Cornfield, just love the title, and Shadow Force, little action adventure film. So that's it. That's what's coming out in the box office, y'all, this weekend. That's all my big hot topics to hit you guys with. Yeah, hang on, I just got to put a thumbs up. Everybody's got to have thumbs up for work. Okay. All right, we're about to jump on. All right, so let's just see how many I can plow through before I see that I have to join the call. Where did I leave off, y'all? There it is. John Williams, thank you. All right, we're just going to turbo this, y'all. John Williams, we did it. The tariffs. I'm not going to have time for the tariffs. Sorry, Dave. But yes, the tariffs could affect filmmaking. I'll have to save that for the next one. I'd like to know what you think. I think they suck. I think it's a stupid idea. That's my 2 cents. And Heat of the Night is the only one worth grabbing. Yeah. One more like to get me to 20. All right. I don't even have time to look over there, Hoss. So if you haven't hit the like, do it for me. Mike is here. What up, Mega Mike? The Movie Man next week. Speaking of Star Wars and Star Trek, on Mega Mike, the Movie Man's channel next Monday, I think it is, Mike, if you're still here. We're doing a Star Wars versus Star Trek Battle Royale. I'll let you guess which team I'm on. It's going to be good stuff. I want to see The Luckiest Man in America that just came out, and the horror movie Weapon. Oh, yeah, Weapons. That does look interesting. Coming in later this year. It's got some wild marketing. What up, Mike? So the John Williams doc. Oh, you did, KB? Oh, so good. Yeah, I know it's been out for a while, and we actually saw it in a screening room. And I'm telling you, when that music kicks in, it did not feel like we were watching a Blu-ray, or I mean, maybe it was like a Dolby Atmos 4K or something, because the sound was impeccable. And the music, as you know, because you saw all the music that they got to license to put in that, phenomenal that they could get all those. Yeah, they call them needle drops, all those little samples of those things. Man, and when they use the Star Wars thing, of course, the Star Wars comes up because they talk about that. Hearing that in the theater, all I could think of was they need to put Star Wars back out into the theater. Because, we had whatever, Revenge of the Sith, whatever. But oh my God, just if they put Star Wars back out next weekend, that would be the first movie I go see. That's how exciting that music felt when I heard it. When those notes kick in, I was like, oh, it's like I was a kid again. It's like 11 years old all over again. Yeah, it's streaming on Disney Plus. Thanks, Michael, for letting everybody know. If you guys have Disney Plus, it is streaming on there. Thank you, Michael. Yes, go see it. I will see that again at some point. It's so good. I got a fever, and the only cure is more Huck Bell. We need a 1.5 hour, 2-hour show soon. It's coming. Right now, I can only do those at night. I just know they're going to ping me any second. And Michael, what's going on? Been good, bro. I am turboing through y'all. I want to see the surfer. Nick Gate dude looked interesting. Yep. Bob was a beast. Yes, he was. Cool. I enjoyed Thunderbolts as well. Y'all have a good day. Booty. Check you later, Salsa. Sinners loved it. Me too. Please tell me you are Team Star Wars. Unfortunately, Michael, I've been put on the Team Star Trek because you know what? Everybody I think more people fight for Star Wars, so we needed to build up the Trek side of the battle. And I guess one of the few that can fight for that camp better than others. But yeah, join in anyway, Michael. Get on that Star Wars team and join them, because I'm sure it's going to be a fun thing. Oh man, that's going to be a great show. Yeah, right, Mike? Don't forget our Collectors Summit tomorrow. Oh yeah, do we have that tomorrow? What is that? I don't have that on my calendar. Text me off of this, because I was looking at my calendar going, I feel like there's something happening this week, but it's an empty week. Got nothing going on. Anyway, Collector Summit tomorrow on Mike's channel. Fun as always, dude. Love this channel. Thanks, Haas. Love you, brah. I say that because not a Star Trek guy. That's totally fine, Michael. And that's why somebody had to jump over to the Star Trek camp, because there's I think many more Star Wars people that it was easy to fill that camp. So I don't even know who the other people playing in my Star Trek sandbox are for that show. So I don't know if Mike's keeping it a secret, and we'll just find out on the show. But you guys tune in. Go to Mike's channel, hit like, subscribe, notification on that show so you know when it comes out. Check out my Thunderbolts review. I'll have to go check it out, bud. If you have the time, and my Sinners review. You gang, go to Michael 101591. In fact, real quick, I got to sign off, Mike, but go ahead and, if you can, copy paste your thing in the chats real quick. So as it's fading off, hopefully it'll stay up for a second or two and people can click your link and go check it out. Michael, we're going to end with you, my friend. Everybody, thank you so much for coming out to the morning mug, coming into the cafe, copping a squat, grabbing a drink, grabbing a snack, and talking to all you fine people and talking about movies, music, all this good stuff. Man, so much out there, y'all. FanFest, phenomenal. John Williams concert the day before. I mean, I had the best freaking weekend. It's phenomenal. Just good stuff. But it's all good because you guys are here too. Thanks for coming out, everybody. You make this worth it every single week. If you got something coming in, a new release, go grab that, watch it. And until next time, don't forget the 52-week movie challenge, diverse cast for your next one. And until next time, we will catch you guys later. Thank you to all my cafe members for their support. And if you'd like to be a cafe member to help support the channel, please consider hitting that join button now. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming by and sharing your time with me. So until next time, be safe, be kind. I'll see you on the next one.